Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hello friends, today we'll be discussing one marginal costing question where we are going to deal with variety of sub questions of comprehensive nature. Let us read the question. The following information is obtained from a company for January. Sales 20,000. So we have information of sales. Variable cost rupees 10,000. We have information of variable cost. Fixed cost is also given rupees 6,000. We are required to find PV ratio, break-even point, margin of safety at this level, and the effect of. So let us do first sub question A. Sales 20,000, variable cost 10,000 and fixed cost rupees 6,000 is given. Let us first find out contribution. Contribution is equal to sales minus variable cost. We have here sales rupees 20,000, variable cost 10,000. So here we have contribution 10,000. Now we can proceed to calculate PV ratio. Formula for PV ratio is contribution upon sales multiplied by 100. Here we have contribution 10,000, sales 20,000. So it will be 50%. We got the information of PV ratio. Further, they have asked us to calculate amount of break-even point sales. Formula is fixed cost divided by PVR. Fixed cost is given here rupees 6,000 divided by 50%. So here we got break-even point sales rupees 12,000. Third, they have asked margin of safety at this level. Formula for margin of safety is actual sales minus break-even point sales. Actual sales we have here rupees 20,000. Break-even point sales we have calculated here rupees 12,000. So 20,000 minus 12,000, margin of safety is rupees 8,000. They have asked us to find out PV ratio that we have calculated. Break-even point we have calculated. Margin of safety we have calculated. Now what sub question B says? What will be the effect of 20% decrease in fixed cost? That means they are asking us to find out the effect on PV ratio, break-even point and margin of safety if there is 20% decrease in fixed cost. Current level of fixed cost is given in the question rupees 6,000. Less 20% decrease. So we'll be calculating 20% of 6,000. Is 1,200. So we'll be deducting that. So revised fixed cost is 4,800. Now we are required to calculate revised PV ratio at this level. Original sales is 20,000. Original variable cost is 10,000. So there won't be any change in contribution because there is only change in fixed cost. So contribution will remain same, 10,000. So if we calculate PV ratio, contribution upon sales multiplied by 100, it will be same, 10,000 contribution, sales 20,000 multiplied by 100, we are going to get 50%. That means there is no change in PV ratio. Next comes break-even point sale. Fixed cost divided by PV ratio. Now there is change in fixed cost. Revised fixed cost is 4,800. So fixed cost will be 4,800 divided by PV ratio 50%. So revised break-even point sales are 9,600. At original level, break-even point sales was 12,000. Because of fall in fixed cost, there is also fall in break-even point sales. There is decrease in break-even point sales. Next, margin of safety. Formula is actual sales minus break-even point sales. Actual sales will remain same, that is 20,000. Revised break-even point sales is 9,600. So revised margin of safety 10,400. At original level, margin of safety was 8,000, whereas now it is 10,400. Thus, there is increase in margin of safety from 8,000 to 10,400. So we have completed in sub question B, first part we have completed. Now what second part says? 10% increase in fixed cost. Now they are saying about 10% increase in fixed cost. This we are required to compare with current fixed cost. Current fixed cost is rupees 6,000. Current fixed cost 6,000. 10% increase. So to add 10% increase. So that will be 600. So revised fixed cost is 6,600. Now we are required to calculate PV ratio. There is no change in contribution amount because there is no change in variable cost, no change in sales. Contribution remains same, 10,000. Sales remain same, 20,000. So PVR is same, 50%. Thus there is no change in PVR. It is 50%. Now we will proceed to calculate break-even point sales. Formula is fixed cost divided by PVR. Fixed cost we will be taking now revised 6,600 divided by PVR 50%. So break-even point sales 13,200. Originally break-even point sales at original level break-even point sales was 12,000. Now the revised break-even point sale is 13,200 because there is increase in amount of fixed cost. Next, margin of safety. Actual sales minus break-even point sales. Actual sales 20,000. Break-even point sales 13,200. So it is 6,800. Original original margin of safety was rupees 8,000. Now revised margin of safety is 6,800. It means there is decrease in amount of margin of safety because of increase in fixed cost. Next sub question says 10% decrease in variable cost. Current variable cost, it is given rupees 10,000. There has been 10% decrease in variable cost. So less 10% decrease. So it is 10,000. 10% of 10,000 decrease is 1,000. So 9,000 is revised variable cost. Let us find out revised contribution. There is change in variable cost. There is no change in sale. Sale amount has remained same 20,000. But due to change in variable cost, there will be change in amount of contribution. Revised contribution, sales minus revised variable cost. So sales here is 20,000, no change in sales. Revised variable cost is 9,000. So revised contribution will be 11,000. With the help of this, we will calculate PV ratio. Contribution upon sales multiplied by 100. Contribution is 11,000. Sales is rupees 20,000. So it is revised PV ratio is 55%. Original PV ratio was 50%. As there is decrease in amount of variable cost, PV ratio has gone up from 50% to 55%. There is increase in PV ratio. Next, break-even point sales. Formula is fixed cost divided by PV ratio. Fixed cost, there is no change. It remains same 6,000 divided by revised PV ratio 55%. So revised break-even point sale is 10,909. Original break-even point sales was 12,000. Revised break-even point sales has decreased because there is decrease in variable cost. Last, margin of safety. Actual sales minus break-even point sales. Actual sales 20,000. Break-even point sales 10,909. It comes to 9,091. So again we find that at original level was rupees 8,000. Now it has increased 9,091. That is because of decrease in variable cost. Margin of safety has increased. Fourth, 10% increase in selling price. Current level of sales is 20,000. There is increase by 10%. So it will be 2,000 increase. So 22,000 will be revised sales. As sales have revised, there will be revised contribution. Revised sales minus contribution, revised sales minus variable cost. So revised sales is 22,000 minus variable cost. It has remained same. There is no change in variable cost. Variable cost is given 10,000. So there won't be any change in variable cost. Less variable cost 10,000. So revised contribution we got rupees 12,000. Now we can calculate revised PV ratio. Contribution upon sales multiplied by 100. Contribution is 12,000. Sales 22,000 multiplied by 100. It comes to 54.55% revised PV ratio. So PV ratio has gone up. It has gone up from 50% to 54.55% due to increase in amount of sales. Next, break-even point. Formula for break-even point sales is fixed cost divided by PVR. Fixed cost, it has remained same, that is rupees 6,000, no change. PV ratio we have to take 54.55%. So break-even point sales is 10,999. At original level, break-even point sales was 12,000. Due to increase in sales amount, break-even point sales has gone down from 12,000 to 10,999. There is fall in break-even point sales. Next, margin of safety. Actual sales minus break-even point sales. Actual sales, it is revised 22,000. Break-even point sales we have calculated 10,999. So margin of safety is 11,001. At original level, margin of safety was 8,000. It has increased. Next part of the question, sub question says 10% increase in selling price, means selling price will go up by 10% with an increase of fixed overheads by rupees 1200. That means here two variables have been changed. Current sales amount is 20,000. They have said that there is a 10% increase in sales value. So 20,000 plus 10%, that is 2,000. So revised sales is 22,000. Current fixed cost is 6,000. They have said there is rise in fixed overheads by 1,200. So 7,200. That is the amount of revised fixed overheads. We can proceed to calculate PV ratio. Sales minus variable cost divided by sales multiplied by 100. Sales minus variable cost is what we will be getting. Sales minus variable cost we will be getting revised contribution. Revised sale is 22,000. Revised 22,000 sales. Variable cost has remained same, 10,000 divided by sales 22,000 multiplied by 100. So revised PV ratio is 54.55%. Now we'll calculate break-even point. Fixed cost divided by PVR. Fixed cost, there is revised fixed cost, we have 7,200 divided by revised PV ratio 54.55%. $13,199, that is the amount of revised break-even point sales. Margin of safety, actual sales minus break-even point sales. Actual sales means here revised sales 22,000. Break-even point sales 13,199. It comes to 8,801. So PV ratio, originally it was 50%, revised is 54.55%. So there is increase in PV ratio. Break-even point sales, originally we had 12,000, revised is 13,199. So there is increase in break-even point sales. Margin of safety, originally it is 8,000, now it is 8,801. So there is increase in margin of safety. Next sub question, 10% decrease in sale price. current sale price is 20,000, 10% decrease, that is 2,000. So revised sales is rupees 18,000. We can have revised contribution, sales revised 18,000, variable cost there is no change, it is 10,000. So revised contribution is 8,000. Let us calculate PV ratio. Contribution upon sales multiplied by 100. Contribution 8,000 divided by 18,000 multiplied by 100. So revised PV ratio is 44.44%. Original PV ratio was 50%. That means there is decrease in PV ratio from 50% to 44.44%. Break-even point sales. Fixed cost divided by PVR. Fixed cost remains same 6,000. PVR we have to take revised 44.44%. 13,501. Original break-even point sales was rupees 12,000. So there is increase in break-even point sales. Margin of safety, actual sales minus break-even point sales. Actual sales here is revised 18,000. Break-even point sales 13,501. Margin of safety, actual sales minus break-even point sales 18,000 minus 13,501, that is 4,499. Original margin of safety was around 8,000. So here margin of safety has decreased. Next part of the sub question, 10% decrease in sale price accompanied by 10% decrease in variable cost. That means there is decrease in sale price by 10% and variable cost has also decreased by 10%. We have to see current level of sales and variable cost. At current level, sales is 20,000 and variable cost 10,000. Both are going to fall by 10%. Sales will fall by 2,000. So revised sales is 18,000. Variable cost 10,000 minus 1,000. So revised variable cost is 9,000. So we got revised sales as well as variable cost. Now we'll find out revised contribution. Revised contribution is equal to revised sales minus revised variable cost. Revised sales is 18,000. Revised variable cost 9,000. So revised contribution we have 9,000. We can proceed to calculate PV ratio. Formula is PV ratio is equal to contribution upon sales multiplied by 100. Revised contribution we have 9,000 divided by revised sales 18,000 multiplied by 100. So it comes to 50%. So original PV ratio was 55%, whereas revised we are finding 50%. It means there is decrease in PV ratio due to decrease in selling price as well as decrease in variable cost. Next, we are required to find out break-even point sales, that is fixed cost divided by PVR. Fixed cost, there is no change, 6,000 divided by revised PVR 50%. So revised break-even point sales is 12,000. Margin of safety, actual sales minus break-even point sales. Actual sales we have to take here revised, that is 18,000. Break-even point sales we have calculated now 12,000. So margin of safety is 6,000. Original break-even point sales is 12,000 and original margin of safety was 8,000. Now revised break-even point sales has remained same, that is 12,000, but margin of safety has gone down from 8,000 to 6,000. Thus we have found all the values at revised sale price, revised variable cost and revised fixed cost. This is how we can solve the comprehensive question. Thanks for watching this video. Stay in tune with Ekeeda and subscribe to our channel Ekeeda. Thank you.